You're in trouble, my man.
Damn, Jake. Oh, niggas switching on you. God damn, you must be whack.
You in trouble.
Paul has fought in 3 professional fights, all of which he has won within the distance. Paul defeated MMA fighter Ben Askren in 1 round in his most recent bout earlier this year. Woodley and Askren are excellent friends. Paul, a 24-year-old boxer, has made a lot of news in the sport due to his massive social media following. Woodley is fired up to put a stop to the rumors in the coming months.
I think 3. I want to say first round sound cocky, sounds dope, but I just know that if I'm fighting Tyron Woodley, everybody's going to tell them to cover and weather the storm, clinch him, grab him, keep him away from you, stay at distance, watch out for the right hand. I got to set a couple traps. I may need a round or 2 to set some traps, see what he responds to, and then I think 3rd round I should be able to clean up the deal.
I believe it's round 3. I just know that if I face Tyron Woodley, everyone is going to advise him to cover up, weather the storm, grip him, grab him, keep him away from you, remain at a distance, and look out for the right hand, Woodley told Michael Bisping. I've had to lay a couple traps, so I think I'll need a round or 2 to set some traps, watch what he responds to, and then I should be able to clean up the deal in the 3rd round. He'll get beaten up at the end of the day. He'll be struck unconscious. Hopefully it won't be too awful, since what's going on is that his people are pumping him up so he can win. He accepted this battle, which shocked me. They're pumping him up and telling him, "You've got the power, he's old, he ain't won a fight in a million years. You the younger, more hungry, he's taking you for granted, you're going to beat him." They're misleading this kid, and they're going to him up. Floyd Mayweather will face Jake Paul's brother Logan in his next bout, and the siblings have already irritated the boxing star when Jake grabbed his hat. Mayweather was questioned about Paul versus Woodley during an interview. You can see he's still angry about what occurred, when he takes on another former MMA champion in Tyron Woodley. In his brief boxing career, Paul has gone 3-0 with 3 knockouts, defeating Nate Robinson and Ben Askren in quick succession. But, unlike his previous opponents, Woodley is by far the strongest striker in the group, as evidenced by his UFC record, in which he held the welterweight championship and won 7 of his 19 fights by knockout. In his brief career as a professional boxer, Paul, 24, has shown strong boxing skills. However, he has yet to meet a fighter as skilled as Woodley. Woodley, 39, has had an outstanding career in mixed martial arts, including an unbeaten streak from 2014 to 2018, when he won the welterweight championship with a spectacular first-round knockout of Robbie Lawler. Woodley has lost 4 consecutive fights and is no longer a member of the UFC. Celebrities react to Jake Paul vs. Tyron Woodley boxing match. Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley are all set to fight in the ring this August. But what does this mean for the 2 stars? And more importantly, how are celebrities and fans reacting to this? We've got all the details for you right here, so make sure you stick around till the end, and let's dive right in. Jake Paul, a social media sensation who has faced a YouTuber, an NBA player, and a former MMA champion, will take the next step in his boxing career on August 28th.
And you were so sure about it.
Dog, I was
so
bro,
sure.
he's
I
the
remember
best
asking
welterweight
you.
in history. And he'd walk out and I was like, oh my God, who's beating this guy? And ever since I bet on him, he hasn't won a round.
Everyone is
f***ing around. He's lost 4 fights in a row. And I like him. That's the problem.
I like what Jake is doing because he's slowly and very strategically leveling up the guys he's fighting at his own pace.
This shows that Logan has all the confidence in his brother, and predicts a 3rd-round knockout victory for his brother.
I really don't have smoke with his brother Logan, but shit, after you see what I do to his brother, he might want to get their hands too.
Tyron Woodley's crew hasn't been kind to Jake Paul, despite the fact that the 2 are set to fight in a Showtime main event on August 28th. Both sides have promised knockouts on August 28th in a heated rivalry. Tyron Woodley, a former UFC champion, believes he will defeat YouTube star Jake Paul in 3 rounds in their forthcoming battle. The 2 are set to collide this summer, with an August 28th date being cited as a possible date. Woodley, who was once regarded as one of the best MMA fighters in the world, will make his professional boxing debut.
Strong, good striker, was once the best welterweight in the history of the UFC. A worthy adversary, for sure. Are you up for that task?
I already signed the contract.
In his next fight with Tyron Woodley, Roy Jones Jr. hasn't ruled out Jake Paul. Based on Paul's boxing history, Jones, who went 66-9 in boxing with 47 knockouts, told TMZ Sports that he believes the YouTuber had a decent chance in the ring versus Woodley.
Jake probably can punch. I know he can punch, and he's probably gonna be a little big out there. But as the fight goes on, if Woodley gets comfortable, this fight will gonna take him out.
Who is 19-7-1 in MMA battles, 19-second mark. For what it's worth, Jones also stated that once Woodley gets comfortable, he can handle Paul just as well. The boxing match between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley will take place on August 28th. Showtime's pay-per-view telecast is set to begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Paul and Woodley are expected to go down the aisle about midnight Eastern Time. The Paul vs. Woodley bout is a Showtime event that may be seen on pay-per-view through various cable and satellite providers. Check with your local provider for details.
I slid to his birthday party. Some guy walked up to me and kind of spooked away and peeled off to the left. All right, cool. I don't know who the fuck that was, right? I didn't even know who he was. Right?
Deborah Woodley has also encouraged Jake Paul's followers to put their faith in him.
I'm there. I slid to his birthday party. Some guy walked up to me and kind of spooked away and peeled off to the left. All right, cool. I don't know who the fuck that was, right? I didn't even know who he was. Right?
Tyron Woodley does not appear to be a fan of the problem child. The former UFC welterweight champion has claimed victories over some of the finest fighters on the planet. As a result, he believes that outpointing Jake Paul will result in a multi-million-dollar payout. A loss against Paul, on the other hand, will be the end of Woodley's fighting career. Woodley and Paul both look to be powerhouses. As a result, they may not be afraid to hit one another with their greatest shots. Woodley, a seasoned boxer, has already begun boxing practice. Despite his age disadvantage, T. Wood will attempt to use his vast fighting experience to his advantage. There's no doubt that Woodley possesses all of the necessary weapons to defeat Jake Paul within the squared circle.
Probably can punch. I know he can punch, and he's probably gonna be a little big out there. But as the fight goes on, if Woodley gets comfortable, this fight will gonna take him out.
The Paul vs. Woodley bout may be watched on Showtime in the United States, in addition to regular cable and satellite providers. Tyron Woodley has responded to Jake Paul's recent insults on Twitter with a suitable retort. On social media, The Chosen One called Paul a dummy, mocking the 24-year-old for not having a title on his CV. On Father's Day, Jake Paul sparked the feud. The problem child referenced Conor McGregor, Kamaru Usman, Daniel Cormier, Tyron Woodley, and Ben Askren as his sons in an Instagram post. Tyron Woodley, the YouTuber turned upcoming boxer's opponent, appears to have taken exception to the backhanded dig. Jake Paul had accidentally uploaded a photo from UFC 228 when Woodley was given a black belt following his submission victory over Darren Till, as T. Wood pointed out in a recent tweet. That's all from our side, but do let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Will it be Jake or Tyron? Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. We'll see you all next time, take care, and let's see who will get knocked out.